Cowboy Counselor here again with you today, and just here more to talk about good living, healthy eating, questionable choices, inappropriate thoughts. No, I'm just kidding. What I'm here to talk about today is music, and specifically the reasons why you would want to play music. As I go onto YouTube, TikTok, whatever, I see hundreds, if not thousands, of videos on musicians that are playing songs and promoting songs that they wrote. And that's great. I love watching those. I scroll through those, and I've written a couple of songs myself, but generally the songs that I've written are just for me. And that's what I want to talk about today, is not so much me coming on and performing, and because I guarantee you I'm no better or even as good as most musicians that are on YouTube. So what my point is the reasons why you would want to play music. And I have a lot of people that talk to me and say, Scott, I would like to learn how to play something, but I don't know how, or I'm afraid I won't be any good. That's completely besides the point. I started playing the fiddle probably about 3 decades ago because I like the sound of a violin. I simply like the sound of the bow across the strings. That's all I needed when I started. Now, eventually that led me down paths of learning how to play, eventually getting into bluegrass music, playing with bands, and then finally to worship music. I play worship music pretty much every weekend. So I spend a lot of my week practicing worship songs, getting ready to play. I started out fiddle player, violinist, and I moved on to other instruments as the need arose. So I went from violin to mandolin, because the mandolin is a crossover instrument for the violin. So the mandolin has the same strings, G, D, A, and E. So it's not that hard for a fiddle player to learn how to play the mando. So the mando was a better accompaniment instrument for me because I could sing and play on stage with the mandolin. And then eventually that led me to guitar. I started playing guitar because it was an even better accompaniment instrument. I could plug it in, and really, since I'd been playing the mandolin for so long, it wasn't that hard to go along and just learn basic chords, play a little bit of lead. That's about as bluesy as I like to get. I love playing the guitar. Guitar is a very relaxing instrument. Another one I play just for fun would be the harmonica. Oh. Harmonica, I just like to get it out and just play for relaxation. And piano. I also play piano. I'm not going to turn around and try to demonstrate that. Once again, I mostly got into playing keys and piano because of worship music, because we never had enough keyboardists to fill in. And what started me on this path was just picking up that violin and basically just learning how to play by ear in the beginning. And that led me down a path of learning how to read music, studying music theory a little bit more, and then eventually into vocals. I sing, and in my opinion, I'm not a natural. I don't really feel like I sing well, but I sing pretty much every weekend. And I sit here on my own couch, or I sit here and play the piano, and I sing for myself as well. And what my concern is with some of these shows that are out there, like American Idol, America's Got Talent, I don't even know the names of them, but they would lead you to believe that if you're not just a prodigy at singing, you shouldn't be doing it. And that's a bunch of crap. If you want to sing, sing. It's good for the mind. It's good for the soul. When you go out for your walk, sing a song. If you're embarrassed about other people hearing you, then I guess don't sing in front of other people until you feel like you're more ready to do that. I still don't feel like I am ready to sing in front of other people, and yet I get up and perform pretty much every weekend. So once again, I'm not here to perform. I'm not here to give you a music lesson. I'm here to tell you that if you don't play and you want to play, then play. If it's the violin you want to learn how to do, get a violin, learn how to tune it. I actually have tuning apps on my phone for guitar and violin, so I don't have to carry a tuner around with me. If you want to learn piano, just sit down at a piano and start plunking, start making noises. That's what my granddaughter does now, and she just loves the heck out of that. So she'll sit up here and just bang on the keys, and I would imagine at some point she's going to play. And so I kind of want to introduce the theory that if you have music on your heart, yet you're timid to start, then get rid of that and just start on something. And I had to stop the music there for a minute and kind of collect my thoughts and think about what it was I wanted to say. What prevents a lot of people from playing is fear of judgment, and specifically fear of man's judgment. That's out of the Bible, of that when we fear other people's judgment more than the passions on our heart, it prevents us from using our God-given gifting. And to me, music is a gift from God. And I want to reiterate again that I play mostly just for me. So when I travel, I like to take an instrument with me if I can. And if it's by car and I can fit my guitar or my mandolin in there, I'll take it with me. And it's not so I can go perform. It's so I can go off by myself when I start getting tired of being around too many people. I just need some alone time. I can just go and just sit and just pick and just make up songs or sing songs that I already know for my own mental health and for my own use. And I don't see enough videos on this of the reason why we're playing. So if you're playing because you want to be famous, that's awesome. I don't think that's going to happen to me. If I wind up famous, I doubt that it'll be for music. And I don't really worry about playing perfectly. I try to play really well. So if I'm playing violin at somebody's wedding, which I've had to do several times, I take that pretty seriously. I'm going to put the time and effort into practice to make sure that I actually contribute to their special day instead of become a clanging noise to the ears that nobody wants to hear. And that is something that I take seriously. So I have also played at a funeral. So I've played after somebody passed, and that is also one that I take seriously. I'm going to put the time and effort to make sure that I play well what I showed up to play, and I'm going to put the heart into it. I also want to talk a little bit about instruments. This fiddle is over 100 years old. It belonged to a friend of mine's great-grandfather, and my friend is full-blooded Cherokee. And this fiddle would have come off, I believe, the reservation in Oklahoma. I hope that's right. And it was in pieces when I got it. It had been in a flood, so it had been completely detached. There wasn't hardly one piece of wood that was still stuck to another one on this thing. So I rebuilt it for the family several years ago. And I put a lot of time into that, and I really enjoyed doing it. And his sons had given me all the pieces to fix it. And when I presented it back to him, his emotional reaction was classic. He teared up, and he could not believe that that was his great grandfather's old fiddle. Well, I play a lot of music with that family, and as to date, nobody in that family plays violin, so they kind of willed the fiddle onto me for the time being. So I'm kind of its caretaker. But there's some special things about this fiddle. I didn't have a footing for it, so this piece down here, so I actually whittled that out of deer antler. It's either antler or bone. I don't remember now. It's probably been 10 years ago. And there's a couple of things on here are things that I just made for it, but specifically that one. So that one made out of bone I made. So my point being, I have a classical violin over there in the closet, and I break that out and I play it sometimes, maybe Christmas Eve service. But this fiddle has heart. It has a loud tone to it. I feel like it broadcasts well. And I honestly feel like I can feel the history of this instrument when I'm playing it. And I know that might sound strange that I would choose the heart and soul of an instrument over actual sound quality or something different, but that's the way I play. That's what I want. I want that history behind my playing. I want that passion for it. And the other thing that I've seen over the years, especially performing anyways, is that people respond to your passion when you play. Now, if you're so horrible, it's a distraction. And I think I've actually been that bad at times before, then maybe that could work against you. But you could have the greatest execution in the world as a violinist or as a vocalist. And if you have no heart, if there's no passion or no God behind your singing and playing, it's going to fall flat. I've seen it happen a lot of times. I think you're almost better off being just a little bit off, but you really have that heart behind what you're doing and you believe in why you're doing it. And so I guess really the message that I want to get across today is, especially if you've never played, but you have an interest in starting something, then just start. And true musicians that love music, they're going to help you. So we all know in every walk of life, there's going to be snobs that they're going to judge no matter what. And that's true in music too, that if you try to play something online or play in front of a crowd, somebody's going to have something to say about it. Keep in mind, those are probably people that are afraid of their own inability. I will support any musician at any time. I do a fair amount of music therapy through my job since I'm a counselor, and I love all genres of music. I spend a lot of time working with rap artists and helping kids write lyrics and then perform. I probably am mostly a country musician, old rock, gospel, Appalachian, folk, but I love Scandinavian battle music. I love Celtic music. I love rap. I love classical music. Anything that somebody has gone out there and put their heart into, I'm going to listen to it. And keep in mind that true musicians aren't going to judge you. If you ask for their help, they probably will help you. And I had a lot of help along the way when I was starting out a long time ago. And I still have help today. I still seek people out. I seek out better vocalists than me and say, hey, help me. Let me know. And what do I need to do to improve my pitch? And so if you have not played before and you want to play, start. If you have not sang before and you want to sing, start singing. And one thing that I've noticed on YouTube is that anything that you want to learn how to do, you can pull up a video on it now. I have not really taken music lessons ever in my life, but I certainly have learned an awful lot from watching other people's self-help videos who are better musicians than I am. So anytime I wanted to learn a new song on the fiddle, first thing I go is to a tutorial on a how-to and then follow that. It just cuts a lot of time. So Scott here again. And if you liked this, hit like and subscribe. I feel compelled to say that because I always need subscribers or to know that people are actually interested in what I'm doing. Most of my other videos that have been popular have been my blacksmithing videos. I've got a history of those on there, but this is something I feel strongly about. So if it doesn't get a lot of views, I'm fine with that, but I really feel like it's something that needs to be addressed. So have a great week. God bless. Over and out.